Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica if you don't know me, and this is a new segment on my channel called Bullet Journal. This week I'm gonna be showing you guys my bullet journal about Harry Potter. I'm gonna be doing a flip through and also showing you guys how I did this spread that is the last week of October weekly spread. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Since I literally just started doing this, I don't have a preference on bullet journals, but I'm just gonna show you guys what I did this month. I start, of course, the first spread is the name of the month. In this month is October, so I decided to draw the Castle of Hogwarts and also the Golden Snitch, and in the left side I just decided to paste a little bit of the platform 9 3/4 with the London to Hogwarts spreads. For my second page of these monthly spreads, I use the Daily Prophet as inspiration, since I was writing all these days of the month just to put all the important dates that I was gonna have or any important projects or stuff that I needed to do this month. So I basically just print out the Daily Prophet and put little pieces all around my bullet journal so it can look like a good scrapbook. I also use some font that is related to Harry Potter and the colors of the Daily Prophet as well. For my next spread, I use Study Quilla as an inspiration because she usually uses these habits, goals, and mindful consumption in her journal as well. So I wanted to do it for me to keep track of all these things. And of course, I needed to put Dobby in my journal because who doesn't love Dobby? And I use as habits, I only have 4 for this month. And of course, I use the phrase, Dobby has no master, Dobby is a free elf, because I don't know, I think that working in our goals is like really hard, so I don't know, I just wanted to use that phrase. My next spread is the habit tracker and the mood tracker. For the habit tracker, I use 4 different potions, kinda like, I don't know, bottles, and then for the mood tracker, I use the every flavor beans. So I put like 31 beans for the 31 days of the month. And I also use different feelings like happy, fine, meh, if I'm like stressed or sad or if I'm mad, so I can actually keep track of how my day was going during the month. The next spread is gonna be the work hours and the green core records, which is for my finance. So for these 2 spreads, I use the time turner because like work hours sometimes it seems like we are working for like 8-7 hours and actually it's like 30 minutes. So I got inspired for that. And the green core records, I'm gonna just be putting all my finance stuff like credit cards or debit cards. Then I also wanted this month to keep track of the workout. It's been a long time since I did exercises, so I just put this with the maps. Of course, we know this map if you love Harry Potter, so I put the basically like, I don't know, the most famous phrase that you will see, that is the mischief managed. You know why? Tell me in the comments if you guys know what this phrase refers for. But yeah, I use this on my workout tracker with all the steps in black so I can paint it every day. The next spread that I wanted to add for my bullet journal was the Instagram and YouTube tracker, in which I'm gonna be keeping track of all the things that I'm gonna be posting, all the stories, like if I had any comments, if I had any new subscribers, like the ideas for new videos and everything. And I wanted to use for this the phrase that say you could be great, you know, it's all here in your head from the Sorting Hat. And I also wanted to add for this both of the brooms. We have the Nimbus 2000 and the Firebolt as well. For October, I was also really inspired, really excited to do in October, even though I didn't end up using the official prompt, but I put the phrase that say we must all face a choice between what is right and what is easy, because I thought that it was actually really easy to just use the October official list and just make it. But in the end, I just used the right decision to not use that for all the stuff that happened. Then I also wanted to make the spread for study and headaches. For headaches, I use this crying little plant that we all know from Harry Potter, and from the study, I used the monster of books. And for the study, I was keeping track of my languages, even though I haven't been able to study. And for headaches, it's because I have been like suffering for so many headaches since I moved to the United States, so I wanted to keep track of that. So for a study, I decided to add 31 days, and for the headaches, I wanted to add 31 different leaves. Then I have the spreads of playlists and showing movies. For playlists, I wanted to add this little design of the hauler that Miss Weasley sent to Ron for stealing the car and going all the way to Hogwarts. We all know that. And then for the showing movie, I wanted to use the Hermione Granger wand and also the Luna Lovegood wand. And to make this spread a little bit more pretty, I decided to add the word Lumos with this sparkling of magic. Then I also wanted to add the Deathly Hallows, so I put just 3 little lines, really simple, and in a scrapbook kind of look, so I can put all the goals that I made this month. And then also I wanted to add this proclamation, kind of all the decrees that Dolores Umbridge put all around Hogwarts. And I wanted to put the 31 days of inspiration, which is a list that I made myself as an Inktober. So I'm gonna show you guys this in the end of the month as well. So no one have seen any of the drawings I have been making yet. Then we start with the weekly spreads. Every week I decided to make one of the houses badges, and the first one was Ravenclaw. So I decided to be inspired by all the Ravenclaw things for the Ravenclaw, Rowena Ravenclaw, that was one of the founders of the house, and also in the left side I wanted to add the diadem, or I don't know how you pronounce that was lost for many years. I wanted to use some of the Harry Potter kind of writing style, and I decided this one because of the creativity of the students. Then I wanted to use for the second week Hufflepuff. So I painted with the colors of the house and also added the name of the founder, Helga Hufflepuff, and I also added the cap. I decided this one because of the patience. The second week of October was one busy week for me, so I decided this because I needed to be patient. Then I add this spread that it was actually to make a list of all the things that I needed to do in the second week. So let's just pass it. Then I entered to one of all people's favorites, that is Gryffindor. So I added red and yellow because I didn't have gold color into my paint, so I just added the yellow. And I add the Gryffindor badge. I also add the words of Godric Gryffindor, and I also add the sword that he made too. And this is because I needed to be brave in the third week of the month. The fourth week I wanted to add the Slytherin because I needed some intelligence for the month. So I put the words as well, the Salazar Slytherin and the Locket of Salazar. And I added everything with the green colors and all of the signs of the house. Then I wanted to say that the house that I'm in, I'm gonna be showing you guys on Instagram, so just wait for that in the last day of the month. And now let's start with the last week of the month, so I'm gonna show you guys how I did it. The materials that I used were these clips, the Copic pen, I also used my liner, some of the old scrapbook, and something to paste. So at first I used some of the clips to actually clip the left side of my bullet journal, since it's easier to draw in that way. It's gonna be everything together in one side. Then I start drawing or designing. I had the drawing of all the houses, all the Hogwarts kind of badge, I don't know how you say it, but I decided to actually just print it out and paste it, since I was already pretty tired of drawing all the stuff that I draw for the month. So I just started painting this to make it as the last week of the month. Once I finished that, I decided to use the Copic pens to start drawing all the design that I was gonna use for this week, and I used the 1.0 Copic pen. I start drawing lines, like for example, I decided to design at first the week name or the week number. In this week it was the last week of October, so in my case it's week 5. For you guys it's different, as I said before. I also decided to draw some of the the banners of each of the houses. I also decided to draw all around, like make it look like a scrapbook kind of style, or I don't know, like a paper kind of style. And in the top I decided to use as well, I don't know if you guys already saw that each of the weeks I was using the colors of the houses, so I decided to put that as well. After I finished doing all of that with pen, I decided to draw also the lines for the days. The last week of October is only gonna have from Monday until Saturday, so I decided to draw all of that as well. And it was kind of easier because I already have in the beginning of my journal, I already have how many lines I need to put for week and all of this. I decided to make this kind of style for the weeks, so I can put actually the hours in the left side if I want, or I can write all the to-do list if I need to. Then I also wanted to add the days of the month, so I decided to draw that also as well with pen, looking like a scrapbook kind of style, and adding every single of the days of that month. Once I had all the sketch kind of done, I decided to use the colors of each of the houses to color all this spread. So I start first with the banners. I start with the houses of Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff. I use the color of Gryffindor, and also I use the colors of Slytherin on each of the banners. When I finished that, I wanted to add also like a more looking scrapbook color. In this case, I used this kind of gold and went all around the corners or the edges of the paint, drawing, or whatever you want to color that I made for this month. So it looks more like in a depth, and also it looks more like a scrapbook, like a paper. I don't know how to explain. Then in the end, to add more color, I decided to add the designs that I had in the top of each week for each of the houses. So the first week, remember, we used the Ravenclaw, so here we go again with the blue of the Ravenclaw house. The second week, I use Hufflepuff, so I'm gonna be using the yellow of the house of Hufflepuff. Then I wanted to use the same style that I used on week 3 for Gryffindor, so I did this grid with the Copic and let it set, and then I start painting the Slytherin house with the green. The colors may not be exactly the same color as the houses, but these are the colors that I had now, so we are gonna be using the resources that we have. So I start painting the red and the yellow, but in this case more looking like a pink and yellow, so sorry for that. When I finished all of that, I just decided to paint it with gray, actually the color of the week and also the names of the days. And you guys remember that for the days I just used one letter of each day, so I decided to paint it with gray, so it's not gonna be looking more like a rainbow, so many colors in my spread. They have already so many, so I put all of the days in the top at first with all the gray, and then I decided to add like little dots to make it look like magical, or magic coming out of each of the days. So that took me a little bit of time to do, so I just decided to put it in a really fast way. So for you guys it's like 1 second, but it actually took me a long time to do. Then I decided to use, again as I said, I just used the font of Harry Potter, so I start making the name of each day. I just use M for Monday, T for Tuesday, W for Wednesday, V again for Thursday, F for Friday, and S for Saturday. Then I decided to write the names of the days of the month, actually like from all the weeks, and I decided in the end to just put the color of the last week of the month, so I know in which days we are in this week. I don't know how to explain. As you guys saw in the other weeks, I just decided to put the characteristics of the students on each house. So for this week, I just decided to put the letter of the phrase that comes in the logo of Hogwarts. Then, one of the last things I decided to do was to write the name Hogwarts in the bottom part of this weekly spread. In the beginning, I just made the lines, and then after I had all written down, I decided to fill it out with black in this week. And also I decided to put, as you guys saw in many other weeks, I also used these little dots to make it look like it's a little bit of magic coming out of the words. And this also took a long time, so for you guys, I just make it a little bit faster. The last thing I did, it was also in all these badges. I decided to just put dots as well to make it more design, and I just end up like, I don't know, checking out for any more details that I had to do, like putting the lines in the Ravenclaw house, or like, I don't know, finishing up the last details. And this is all for this week spread. This is how it turns out. This is the only video I made so far of the weeks, or how I make my bullet journal. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe to my channel if you guys like it, and give me comments in the comment section so I know that everyone was watching until the end. Thank you for watching my video.